A group of resistance force entered Tel Aviv through Netanyahu coast, not Netanyahu coast, Netanyahu coast or beach. So basically, they found an abandoned boat, and at the same time, there was nobody on that boat. They do not know where it came from. They are doing a combing operation using helicopters and boats to find out where these fighters are. Now, the fear obviously is that the October 7th is approaching fast. So Israel, the Zionists, they're panicking, thinking that this could be another October 7th coming. So they need to find the boat. Now, where they came from, this is what I want to share with you in this map. Take a look. So this is where they came from. This is Netanyahu, as you can see on the screen. This is the area where these Hamas fighters, they landed, and according to some sources, again, as I said, this could be another huge security blow for the state of Israel. So this is where they have landed with their boat, and if you just zoom out, you can see where it is located exactly, very close to Tel Aviv. It's a coastal area of Israel. And we will talk more about the Hamas's threat and what Yahya Sinawar, the chief of Hamas, said about Hamas's willingness to fight the Zionist state of an illegal state of Israel. But let me share with you a few things first, because I think it is important. So right now there is a raid going on in Dahia in Lebanon, and this is believed to be a clear sign that there will be a major escalation taking place. I want to play this sound bite for you so that you know what I'm talking about.
Joins us on the phone now from Beirut. And Zainab, this is an incredibly fast-moving story, obviously. We're getting pictures now from southern Beirut of what appears to be an explosion. What more can you tell us about what's happened there?
Okay, so I'm not going to I'm not show you the video, the actual footage, because YouTube will flag me, but I want you to take a listen for just a few seconds.
Yes, reports of an explosion in Beirut's southern suburbs. The Israeli army issuing a statement saying that it carried out, quote, a targeted strike in Beirut. We still do not have much information. Beirut's southern suburbs is considered a stronghold of Hezbollah. This is a place where a densely populated area where Hezbollah supporters live. This is not the...
Okay, so this is a densely populated area, number one. And number two, this is where Hezbollah, their operatives, they live. Now, why this raid is going to be a major escalation? It is because, if you don't remember, Fuad Shukr, Hezbollah commander who was assassinated back in July, triggered Hezbollah to launch a retaliatory attack on Israel, shooting at least 300 missiles at once towards Israel, and that caused a real panic in the Israeli military headquarters along that border. Therefore, this time when they have targeted, as Al Jazeera reported, this was a targeted operation. Did they assassinate any Hezbollah commander, top level? I do not know. I do not have the confirmation yet, but looks like there will be a lot of casualties. And when you target a area where Hezbollah operatives they live, it means you are risking a huge retaliation from Hezbollah, and this is what the Zionist regime they have just done. Now, I want to actually show you another video of Bennett, Naftali Bennett, the guy who is whining, crying about their situation in Israel, accusing Hezbollah for damaging or destroying his country, not letting people live in peace. Take a listen.
There already is a full-fledged war. Imagine the state of Florida being evacuated by all its people and having 8,000 rockets shot at Florida and Miami and everywhere there, killing children in Florida. That's exactly our situation.
Okay, so again, that's exactly our situation. No, that is not your situation. That's not exactly your situation, because number one, Hezbollah did not escalate this situation. You did. So when you whine, when you cry, shed crocodile tears, you're just making things up and you become such a pathetic person on camera that nobody trusts your word, number one. Number two, you are just embarrassing yourself, Bennett. Naftali Bennett, this is a ex-Israeli prime minister, if you do not know. He was in power before Netanyahu a few years ago. So he's coming across as a clown, a pathetic clown who is whining about getting under attack by Hezbollah. I mean, you guys have assassinated their commander. You guys have targeted Iranian embassy in Syria. You guys always trigger this escalation, not the other way around. And then he said, oh, we are under attack, like our kids are dying. This is absolutely a horror show coming from these Zionist monsters. Now let's move on and see, let's share with you what Yahya Sinawar said. So when we showed you this map, take a look one more time. You can clearly see this is a huge infiltration if that happens. So how do I know that Hezbollah or Hamas fighters, they have entered into Tel Aviv? Well, it was reported on Times of India. You do not have any confirmation on this from the mainstream media as expected, because for some reason Israel is terrified of Western media, even the one who supports them, and very much biased towards the Palestinian people, and they only present Israel in a brighter light. But nevertheless, even those kind of medias, Western medias, Israel doesn't trust. They don't share any news, so you'll not find them in the mainstream media. But I want to share with you a few things here, guys. Yahya Sinawar said Hamas had ample resources to sustain its fight against Israel. So when we hear this kind of report that Hamas fighters are in this area, Netanyahu coast, we have to also look back at what Sinawar said, their chief, that they are ready to fight. They are willing to penetrate, infiltrate deep inside Tel Aviv and cause maximum damage. And he said we have ample resources, quote unquote, coming from Sinawar to sustain its fight against Israel. So ample resources means we have enough military, we have enough weapons, we have enough supply of everything that we need. And this is just complete in contrast of Israel, right? Israel looks like they don't have any supply. They don't have any military left. So they're now asking African people to fight for them. But we know that this was a long-term plan for Hamas, and so they are willing to do whatever it takes to liberate the place called Israel right now. But when we talk about Sinawar and Yahya Sinawar and statements coming from him and coming from Hassan Nasrallah, we also have to understand that right now, very strangely, Iran is very, very quiet. So I have something that I found that I think I should share with you, coming from George Galloway, who is now saying that Iran needs to act right now. Let's see what he has to say.
So let me sum up the debate of the last hour. The debate of the last hour has been around whether the Israelis are about to invade or make an incursion, in the words of Chris Hedges, into Lebanon, and what that will look like, what that will feel like, not least for Israel, what it will mean for the rest of us if, as I positively expect, that invasion begins to go badly for Netanyahu's army, who are not doing very well, after all, even in Gaza, against a vastly inferior enemy compared to the Lebanese resistance. And Iran hasn't spoken yet, but will now need to speak, or forever hold its peace. I'm sorry to put it bluntly like that.
I mean, I think he's absolutely right. Iran needs to act. A lot of Zionists, they're now actually making fun of Iran for not taking any action after Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Tehran a month ago. So yeah, I totally agree with George Galloway, what he said, that Iran must act, or else just forget about the whole thing. Make peace with Israel and live in peace if that's what you want. But right now, I believe the rhetoric will change for Iran after Lebanon, Hezbollah military, they came under attack with this pager attack and the walkie-talkie attack. So let's see what we find out more. So the Iran-aligned Houthis Okay, so Houthis are now coming into the picture, who control northern Yemen, reached central Israel with a missile on Sunday for the first time, prompting Netanyahu to make a statement that Houthis will pay a heavy price, quote unquote. And this was commanded by the leader, Houthi leader, Abdul Malik, who said, quote unquote, I congratulate you on your success in reaching the depth of the enemy entity. Sinawar, actually, he said this in a letter to Houthi leader Abdul Malik al-Houthi. Sinawar, so he is Sinawar, Yahya Sinawar is very much involved into this. He's not going anywhere. He's totally getting updates on the ground, whether it is about the Houthis or whether it is the Hezbollah. He's communicating with them, and the strange thing is that Israel and the United States cannot track him down, because these guys talking to everybody, Houthis, Hezbollah, and everyone. But then you have complete failure, intelligence failure from US and Israel. Sinawar is leading Hamas in the war against Israel in the Gaza Strip now in its 12th month. The Hamas chief said that Israel's plans to neutralize the Palestinian resistance group had failed. Quote, I assure you that the resistance is fine. We have prepared ourselves to fight a long battle of attrition. So as I have said to you guys and showed you the map that Hamas, they have now infiltrated into Israel and they are now in Tel Aviv. Houthi military spokesperson Yahya Sariya said that the group struck with a new hypersonic ballistic missile that traveled over 2,000 kilometers in just 11 and a half minutes. Senior Hamas official Osama Hamdan told AFP at the weekend the group, quote unquote, has a high ability to continue, end quote, fighting despite losses, noting, quote, the recruitment of new generations to replace killed fighters. So basically, Hamas is getting reinforcement from people. I don't know where they're coming from, but Sinawar is saying that this guy Osama Hamdan, he's the senior official for Hamas. He basically said that we are getting reinforcement. On the other hand, Israel is not getting any reinforcement. The only thing that is keeping Israel alive today is their aerial power, aerial superiority, because they have fighter jets with the 5th generation technology. This is the only reason why Israel is still existing. Trust me. Why? Because on the ground offensive, they face setbacks every single time they try to capture any town from Hezbollah or Hamas. The genocide in Gaza would not have taken place had Israel not get those fighter jets from US, from France, from UK, from Germany. They would have been completely blindfolded, but because of the aerial superiority, they were able to conduct this genocide and kill so many innocent people. Sinawar, in his letter to Yemen's Houthis, threatened that Iran-aligned groups in Gaza, but also elsewhere in the region, including Lebanon and Iraq, would, quote, he said, break the will of Israel, end quote, after more than 11 months of war. He has all the right to say something like that because his military campaign is hugely successful. It's almost 1 year now. Israel could not even find him, let alone destroying Hamas altogether. Just one person they can find him. Independent human rights expert warned that Israel risked becoming an international pariah, quote unquote, pariah over its actions in Gaza and called on Western countries to ensure accountability. I don't think that accountability is going to be happening anytime soon, if ever, simply because the international community is all about talk, and we have discussed about how Erdogan is just making some noise, windbag the person he has become now, and along with him we also have MBS doing the same thing, UAE, all of these countries. It's all about talk, no action whatsoever, and the end of this genocide is not being cited. We do not know when this will end. I have some comments here, guys. Thank you so much for your comments. Real Truth, Paula Martin, thank you, Paula. Thank you, guys. Little, and then Roger, and then I have Deborah, Dorothea, I believe your name. Thank you, Dorothea. Thank you so much for your support. You are a member. Jeff, Real, Little, Roger, thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.